on the field. The pride of the Southland band crisply marches into the Giant T. The rear, the roar of 97,000 fans rises with each rhythmic step. In the background, George Beaches is singing Fight, Balls, Fight. The orange and white Shakers flood the air. The Volunteers are ready at the north end of the football field to burst through the gate. They're coming now, racing onto the field through the Giant T. In that magic moment that says, wherever you are, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin' VAWLS Network, yada, yada, yada. My name is Boogie Bentley. I shouldn't have to come back to this topic, but sometimes you got to double down, and sometimes when there's an AP poll and there's an AP coaches poll, you got to come back and make the same type of points. College football is broken. The poll system is ridiculous, and it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh how some people want to come into the comment section of this channel and try to make arguments that make absolutely no sense. Most of you guys get it. Most of you guys that come hang out on the Talkin' VAWLS Network understand how college football works, but it's comical to me. And we're looking right now at the coaches poll, the final coaches poll that just came out today. Undisputed back-to-back national champions. Congratulations to Georgia. They deserve it. 15-0. What a season. And then you get to number 2, and it makes me laugh. I cannot help but laugh. Absolutely embarrassed in the national championship game, 65-7. Maybe TCU's head coach needs to talk a little bit more about the scheduling of the SEC and pretend to sell TCU as some type of top-tier program. Congratulations, TCU. You made it to the national championship. You beat Michigan, but you cannot sell me. You cannot pretend that TCU belongs at number 2, because the same people out there that are trying to validate Alabama at number 5 are also trying to validate TCU at number 2. Why? How are you going to sell it? You're going to tell me because TCU beat Michigan, you think a 2-loss TCU team is better than a 1-loss Michigan, a 2-loss Ohio State, a 2-loss Alabama, a 2-loss Tennessee? Hell, I don't even think TCU belongs in the top 10. I ain't going to lie. Some of you guys are going to say Boogie's crazy. We're going to get into it and we're going to talk about it, but I think it's funny. I think it's comical that the same people that want to spin it and say, well, TCU made it to the national championship. Boogie, they deserve to be number 2. Somebody had the balls to say TCU beat Michigan. They deserve to be ahead of them. Well, the same people telling me that TCU beating Michigan gives them the number 2 spot are also telling me that Tennessee beating Alabama doesn't matter because hashtag South Carolina. You guys talk out of both sides of your mouth. We're going to get into it. We're going to explain it. We're going to talk about it. But as always, do me a favor. Go ahead and smash the thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, free, easy, helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you are new to the Talkin' VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We are passionate, psychotic, lunatic fans just like you. For the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do around here, go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Going to be live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Way too early 2023 predictions. I hope you guys will come hang out. Always a good time on the live streams. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about the coaches poll, how it ended up the way it ended up. This is an article from the Knox News Sentinel, how Nick Saban, Butch Jones, and Greg Schiano kept Tennessee from the top 5 in the coaches poll. Interesting group of names there that would make an impact on the top 5 rankings. Maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't. I think there's some selling points there. I think there's some recruiting bonuses to saying top 5. There's also some financial bonuses. You know, I went on and recorded Locked On VAWLS with Eric Kane, going to be posted on Monday. We kind of got sidetracked with the poll rankings and how everything played out. Josh Heupel lost some money by being ranked 6th instead of 5th. But let's go ahead and take a look at it. Article by Adam Sparks, again, Knox News Sentinel. Says here, Tennessee barely missed making the top 5 in the final coaches poll, and now we know which coaches made that happen. That's the beauty of it. We get to see where all these guys voted. We saw it with the media, and some of those guys absolutely ridiculous, where they ended up ranking teams. They had Penn State. Some teams had, some media members had Washington ranked ahead of Tennessee, as if that makes any lick of sense. Goes on to say, USA Today released the ballots of the AFCA coaches poll, which put Tennessee at number 6 and Alabama narrowly ahead at number 5. The Vols were trying to make the top 5 in the poll for the first time since 2001. Now, if you're typing right now, all you keyboard warriors typing right now, head-to-head doesn't matter. You lost to South Carolina. Well, go ahead and sell me on TCU at number 2. Go ahead and sell me on that. Sell me on TCU at number 2. It makes absolutely no logical sense. It's not just about the teams you lost to. It's also about the teams you beat. And you go look at TCU's schedule. How many top 25 wins did they have on the season? They split with Kansas State, went 1-1. They beat Kansas State early in the year. They lost to Kansas State in the conference championship. They beat a Texas team that ended up ranked 25th by a touchdown, and then they beat Michigan, and that was a big-time win. Don't get it twisted. The win in the Fiesta Bowl over Michigan was huge. That doesn't validate that you're the second-best team in the country. You barely survived. You didn't belong to be there in the first place. You're not going to tell me otherwise. The article here goes on to say there were some eye-opening votes cast by notable coaches. Nick Saban voted his Alabama team number 2. Number 2, Nick Saban. Number 2. He believes his Alabama team is number 2, and Tennessee, who beat Alabama head-to-head, is number 6, which impacted a close vote. Now, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at Alabama and Tennessee head-to-head. We already know if there was only a way, two teams that have the same number of losses, same exact record, if there was only a way we could settle it on the field and see who is the better team head-to-head, who belongs to be ranked higher. Oh, we did that. I forgot we did that back on October 15th. Tennessee won head-to-head. Let's look at quality wins against final top 25 teams. Where did Alabama stack up versus where Tennessee stacked up? Alabama had a top 25 win over Texas, the number 25th ranked in the team, by a point, 20-19. Who else did they beat in the top 25 team in the top 25 final poll? They had a 30-6 win over Mississippi State. That's 2 top 25 wins. Going to keep on scrolling, keep on looking. I don't see any other top 25 wins in the regular season. You have to get to the Sugar Bowl with a 45-20 win over number 14 Kansas State. 3 top 25 wins for Alabama. Let's go take a look at Tennessee's schedule. They had a win over number 22 ranked Pittsburgh. They had an absolute blowout of number 16 LSU. They had a win over number 5 Alabama. Go on and have a number. They lost to South Carolina, and that's what everybody wants to point to. It's all about the loss. It's not about top 25 wins. It's not about quality opponents. It's not about the path to get there. It's all about South Carolina. But it's okay. It's okay that TCU got absolutely blown out by Georgia 65-7. We're going to ignore that score and leave TCU at 2, but we're going to pretend the loss to South Carolina is just detrimental. Tennessee should not be in the top 25. We should just make them unranked because that loss was so detrimental to South Carolina. Now, what's funny to me, if you want to get really twisted, let's take a look at this because this is what one of the listeners pointed out in the comment. Great point. TCU ranked 4th in the college football playoff rankings going into the conference championship. 4th. They lose to Kansas State. They bump in the rankings to 3rd after a loss. They lose to Kansas State. They bump to 3rd in the rankings. They go on and beat Michigan. Quality win. Rankings don't change. It's a bracket at that point. They beat Michigan. They go and get absolutely annihilated by Georgia, 65-7. So a loss to Kansas State, you go from 4 to 3. A blowout to Georgia, you go from 3 to 2. TCU is the only team in the country that has figured out a way to lose and bump in the rankings, but yet people want to talk about Tennessee and the loss to South Carolina. It's absolutely ridiculous. You're not going to be able to make a point in the comments that convinces me otherwise. You can't do it. You cannot do it. You cannot validate TCU at number 2 and Alabama at number 5. You can't do it. Article goes on to say the Vols beat Alabama 52-49. Both finished 11-2 and a lopsided win over conference champion in the New Year's Six Bowl. Alabama beat Kansas State. Tennessee beat Clemson in the Orange Bowl. It says 10 coaches voted Tennessee at number 7, including Rutgers' Greg Schiano, shocker, Schiano Sunday, and Arkansas State's Butch Jones. Shocker, 63 effort, brick by brick. Butch Jones doesn't even he's not even qualified to coach high school football. He doesn't understand how the polls work. That's notable because Jones was fired by Tennessee as the coach of Tennessee in 2017. Schiano had a preliminary agreement to replace him as the Vols coach until fans protested. Shocker. Jones and Schiano both put Alabama at number 5, Penn State at number 6. However, Penn State's coach James Franklin had Tennessee at number 5 and Alabama at number 6 ahead of his Nittany Lions at number 7. Thank you, James Franklin, for being a respectful human being. Former Penn State's offensive coordinator Joe Moorhead gave Tennessee less credit. Moorhead, now Akron's coach, put Alabama at 5, Penn State 6, Tennessee at 7. The Vols beat his Akron squad 63-6. Do you guys see how the polls make absolutely no sense? When you've got people that have a stake in the game You've got Butch Jones, who's bitter. You've got Greg Schiano, who's bitter. You got Nick Saban out there putting his Alabama Crimson Tide at number 1. The polls are broken. The system is broken. Longtime listener of the channel, Tim Bradley, says it best. Just win. That's the only way. In the words of Coach Yost from Remember the Titans, leave no doubt. Run it up. Go Vols. Screw y'alls. I cannot wait till 2023. Bring me the Georgia Bulldogs. Bring me the Alabama Crimson Tide. If we can find a way to change the freaking schedule, bring me TCU. Bring them to me now. Guys, hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. I'm fired up today. I'm fired up, got my thoughts together, and had to put out another video. The absolute disrespect, but no surprise. Absolutely no surprise. Go out, take care of business, and there's nothing they can do about it. Guys, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the merch. You guys know where. Bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. Appreciate all the support. Guys, tag me up. If you got Vols, Talkin Vols merchandise, post it on Twitter at Boogie Bentley. I want to see you guys rocking it. As always, thank you to the members of the channel. Appreciate the support. You guys pay the light bill around here. Without you guys, I wouldn't have an opportunity to jump on here and talk Vol football as a career. So I thank you for that. If you want to get involved, hit that join button down below. It's as little as 99 cents a month. You get access to custom Talkin Vols emojis, fan call-in shows, watch parties. Try to highlight your comments on the live streams. Always a good time. But appreciate you guys that support this channel. Again, you make it possible for me to do this as a career. Hope you'll join us tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time, for Talkin Vols Live. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.